Let's get straight to the point. Number 10, you don't get a second life. Imagine this. You wake up one day and realize your life isn't a draft. It's not some test run before the real thing starts. This is the real thing. The messy mornings, the weird jobs, the half-finished dreams. It's all happening right now. And while you were busy waiting to be ready, time didn't wait for you. You kept telling yourself, later, after this project, after I save enough, after I'm more confident. But later became never, and now your bucket list is just a bucket. Still empty, still waiting. Here's the thing, you don't get a second round. No bonus levels, no rewind button, just the days you've got and the decision to actually use them. Stop living like you're on pause. Say the thing, take the leap, be terrible at it, and do it anyway. This is the only shot you get, and every second you waste playing small is one you don't get back. Number 9, you are not behind, you just made a different turn. Imagine this. You're scrolling through your feed, and it feels like everyone's winning. Married, promoted, launching side businesses with cute logos and better lighting than your entire apartment. And you? You just reheated noodles for the 3rd time this week. It feels like you missed something, like life handed out maps and you overslept. But here's the truth. No one actually knows where they're going. Some people just walk faster while looking confident. You're not behind. You're just on your own route. And yeah, maybe yours has more potholes, weird detours, and emotional traffic. But it's yours. There's no universal schedule. No gold medal for finishing first. No shame in figuring it out late. Most of the people you're comparing yourself to, they're faking it too. Trust me, nobody has it together, they just filtered their chaos better. So stop measuring your life by someone else's highlights. You're not late, you're just living it real. Number 8, most haters are just miserable people with Wi-Fi. Imagine this. You finally post something personal, a project, a selfie, a bold opinion. And right on cue, here comes @sadpineapple93 in your comments saying, "This is cringe." Pause. That has nothing to do with you. That's a stranger with a cracked phone screen and too much time. Haters aren't critics. They're projections. Most of them don't hate you. They hate themselves. You just triggered it by having the guts to show up. The loudest hate often comes from the most unfulfilled people. Keyboard courage is real. So is bitterness. Don't shrink just because someone who peaked emotionally in 2018 has opinions. Here's a secret. No one doing better than you is trying to tear you down, ever. So post the thing, share the idea. Be proud of the progress. The right people will clap. The rest? Mute them and keep it moving. Number 7, people can love you deeply and still be bad for you. Imagine this. You're in a relationship, romantic, family, friendship, whatever. There are memories, there's love, there's history. But deep down, there's also a slow ache, a version of you fading so they can stay comfortable. Here's the hard pill. Love alone doesn't equal safety. Someone can care about you and still hurt you with their patterns. Not because they're evil, but because they haven't healed. They don't mean to make you feel small, but they do. And it's easy to confuse "I love you" with "I'm good for you." But intention isn't enough. You need consistency, respect, effort. If their presence requires you to abandon yourself, that's not love, that's emotional self-harm. You can love someone and leave them. It doesn't mean the love wasn't real. It just means you finally decided to love yourself too. Number 6, if you don't pick a direction, life will choose one for you. Imagine this. You keep saying, "I'm just figuring things out." Meanwhile, you're knee-deep in a routine that looks suspiciously like settling. Here's the thing. Not choosing is still a choice, and life has no problem assigning you a path by default. Suddenly, you're 5 years into a job you never wanted, living a life you never really chose, you didn't decide, you just drifted. Indecision isn't peace, it's a silent thief. It steals your time, energy, potential, all while pretending to give you space. And one day you wake up in a version of your life that looks nothing like the one you wanted, because you let comfort steer the wheel. Start ugly. Choose something. Direction is what builds momentum, not perfection. The longer you wait to decide, the harder it gets to feel like any of it belongs to you. Number 5, not everyone will like you. even if you're perfect. Imagine this. You're walking on eggshells in a room full of people who probably wouldn't notice if you disappeared. You're trying to be nice, polite, helpful. A walking LinkedIn profile of good vibes. And still, someone doesn't like you. Guess what? That's normal. You could be a saint, and someone would still roll their eyes. Why? Because it's not about you. It's about their lens, their wounds, their insecurities, their caffeine level. Trying to be universally liked is a guaranteed path to burnout and blandness. You'll end up shapeshifting so much, you won't even recognize yourself. Let people not like you, it's fine. Their opinion doesn't define your worth. Your truth does. You weren't born to be everyone's favorite. You were born to be real. Number 4, discipline isn't motivation. It's doing it when you don't feel like it. Imagine this. You wake up and think, I'll be productive today, and if I feel inspired. Hours pass, no inspiration, just snacks and vibes. And now it's 10 p.m. and your dreams are still in your notes app. Here's the real deal. Successful people aren't running on motivation. They're running on discipline. They show up even when it's boring, inconvenient, or uncomfortable. Motivation is a great visitor. Discipline is the roommate that gets stuff done. You won't always feel like doing it. Do it anyway. That's the difference between hoping and building. Want the results? Show up when it's not sexy. That's where the magic happens. Number 3, you can love someone and still have to leave. Imagine this. You're crying in your car, torn between what your heart wants and what your peace needs. You love them, but you're losing yourself in the process. People think leaving means you stopped loving. Sometimes it means you started loving yourself enough to walk away. You can't heal in the same place that's breaking you. And love that constantly drains you isn't love, it's attachment. You can care deeply and still choose distance. You can miss them and still know it was right. Letting go doesn't make you cold. It makes you honest. Number 2, most people don't want the truth. They want comfort. Imagine this. You tell a hard truth in a group chat and suddenly everyone's weirdly quiet. No likes, no haha. Just digital tumbleweeds. Why? Because truth makes people uncomfortable, and most people want to feel safe, not shaken. Say something real, and you'll be called negative. Stay silent, and you'll be liked but fake. But comfort doesn't lead to change. Truth does. It's not your job to sugarcoat reality for people who'd rather stay asleep. Tell the truth, kindly, calmly, but clearly. And if that makes you the villain in someone else's bedtime story, so be it. Number 1, closure isn't given. It's chosen. Imagine this. You're refreshing your messages, hoping for that one apology, that one explanation that makes it all make sense. But it never comes. Just silence. Maybe a passive-aggressive story post. The harsh truth. Most people who hurt you won't give you closure, because that would require accountability, and that's not trending. Closure isn't a gift. It's a decision. You stop waiting. You stop rehearsing the argument. You stop needing their validation to move on. You don't need their sorry to heal. You just need your own permission to let it go. Walk away, not because they fixed it, but because you finally did. If you made it this far, congrats. You now know 10 things most people learn way too late. But knowing isn't enough. You've got to live it. Now close this video, take a breath, and go do something your future self will thank you for. And hey, save this. You'll probably need to hear it again.